Yeah, let's do it.
It's easy to sum it up. We're talking about practice.
Because it's about as casual as it gets. What's the problem now?
That's a clown question, bro.
I think we ought to see them beating in at least.
World champions!
Start playing with some jam in here. Let's go.
Philadelphia, looking as only you can look. Woo!
Here we go, here we go.
I would have guaranteed that AJ would be the one that wants to dump it on Sirianni.
Let's see.
And Devontae, and either way.
Uh-oh. Good move there.
Oh.
Great maneuver.
A little okey doke.
The best shower Nick Sirianni will ever have.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you and for joining us on another edition of the Philly podcast. I'm Eric Perugini. That is Keith. Chris is not with us today. He's got some prior obligations. We are brought to you by the Broken Bell Network, and we are going to sit here today and discuss some of the Philadelphia Eagles' 22-19 loss to the San Diego Chargers in overtime this past week. We'll talk about, all the good, all the bad, turnovers, this, that. So, Keith, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. Living the dream, not the sports dream. I don't think any of us in Philly are living. They re-signed Kyle Schwarber. You see that?
Yes, and that was a good move. That was a good move for the Phils.
Are you shocked by the years? I guess the years is just what Kyle wanted. I think the money was secondary. Does it really matter if you spread it over a fifth year, that amount of money? I think they were going to give it to him over 4 years anyway, right?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, yeah, he probably wanted the years, and I guess he's been such a leader for the team, especially after what he did this past season with the 56 homers. I mean, you give it to him. What's the big deal? It guarantees he retires here. He'll be 37 by the time the contract's done. So I'm sure he doesn't want to go nowhere.
Yeah, a lot of the guys, when they were like, "Oh, he's gonna be like 40," I'm like, he's 32. I'm not saying I was healthy at 32. I don't want anyone to, but he is, right. So 56 home runs, not an easy feat. Runner up to MVP year. Kept the team together as far as optics could tell, right? So just fan speaking, it didn't look like Bryce was leading too much anything this year. I didn't say he wasn't. It says it just didn't seem. It just seemed like he was trying to figure himself out. Again, that's fine. Trey injury year, and then you've got the Castellanos drama, and I feel like everyone else is just either because they're in arbitration years or they're just not. They've just got 5 years or less. Let's just say they've got less than 5 years. They're just still babies in far as leadership goes. So kudos to him. Good year, good deal. I can't I'm not mad at it. I'm really not. And if we'll see. I don't think it's going to go the way of a cat. Do you think it's going to go the way we're going to sour on him? I think he's just a really all around good guy, and I think we will root for him regardless, right?
Yeah, he's going to go down the path, I think, of a Jason Kelce type career.
Oh, I hope.
Yeah, I really do. Regardless if they never, with him on the team, they never win the World Series. I think he's just got that personality. He's a likable character. He does a lot in the community. So I think no matter what he does, he's just going to be that type of guy, and he's going to be the dude. He'll be the guy. He'll be the baseball version of Kelce.
Yeah, lots of complaints, regarding you're paying for DH for this long. They're trying to compare it to Ohtani, which is a fraction of the contract. And that's just, I can't. I'm sorry. When we're talking about it's 20% of the we're talking 20% the contracts here. That's
Yeah, no. I think it was exactly what he was projected to get.
Yeah.
He was obviously happy with the number. You know, they were happy giving him that number. As far as I look at it, it's a win-win.
Oh, I don't think Dave thought he got robbed. Do you?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. I honestly think that they probably had the deal worked out a couple of weeks ago and just sat on it for a little while because he's in no rush. He's in no rush to get it done right away.
I mean, it's fairly early for an MVP runner-up, but yeah, if you factor, I agree how you're saying this. If you factor in the kind of the age thing, it's like, are we going to drag this out for who, for what? I want them to know Philly, ride or die. It doesn't matter at this point. Wait on it for what, correct. For who? Yeah, good call. Yep. All right. Well, I guess we've just summed up most of the positive this week in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean that was definitely the positive. I mean, look, in terms of the Eagles, I'm not going to bash them and kill them because over the course of the week I went back and I watched the game a quarter at a time. So I could, I don't have the time to sit and do it, all in one shot. But I went quarter at a time, watched the game, put it in silent. I turned the TV down so I could just watch the plays and not hear the background noise. And I gotta tell you, man, at first I was mad, but they did some really good things. They did some good things, even though yes, they wound up losing the game and ultimately it was the turnovers that killed them. But they did start doing some different stuff on offense, that they weren't doing earlier in the season. So I mean you got AJ involved, and yeah, he had the drop touchdown, which would have won the game. He had the one interception that he tipped, which isn't Jalen Hurts' fault, even though it goes down on his stats as an INT. They did do some different things. We finally got to see Saquon Barkley, break out a long run. He had a very good day. So the offensive line played one of their better games of the season, and it showed. It really showed. They were doing different things, and it just kind of sucks that they lost in the fashion that they did. That Jalen had the game that he had. I mean, because he was terrible. Can't hide that. But I mean, I was impressed with some. Not impressed. Happy with some of the things differently that they did. We've all been calling for them to do things differently. Now I don't know if it's because Sirianni was calling plays. I don't know what the deal was, but they were doing some different things. There were some different looks.
Well, one of the huge, I think the biggest factor in all of this game was ball security, right? I think we could point to that being the number one root cause to this loss. It is untypical. It's atypical, right, of this team to have that, but there has been the call for more aggressive game calling and game playing, and I think that puts it in the air more. I think it puts it into riskier situations. That leads you to, like you mentioned, that tipping situation. You get into those. It's statistically, all you math nerds out there know it's the law of large numbers. The more you do something, the statistical anomaly of something else that is possible will also increase with those odds, right? Or the amount of times. It's not that the statistics change. It's just that, hey, if you only throw it 10 times and you statistically maybe one interception, but if you do it 100 times, it's statistically 10 and it looks terrible. So it's extrapolation, and I know it's not that simple, but that is what happened, right? And in our case, I think putting it up in the air, there was a lot of throws into double teams, which I did what you did. I kind of looked at game tape, and I thought maybe I was being a little too harsh on AJ Brown at first, and I wasn't. My man just gave up on some basic stuff here, and I think that is what says a lot to me between the 2023 season, and now when things are going right with your team and you're still winning, you can just kind of, knock through that. And we did last year. I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze, as the great Paul Shore once said. The juice is not worth the squeeze. And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying next year that your number one isn't A.J. Brown. It's simply who is your number one now by statistical is Devontae. So do I think this team will do fine without A.J. Brown? Yeah. Do I think we'll do fine without Hurts? I'm not so sure, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. It's a good question. You have to figure. He likes the offense run a certain way, and I think this is where Jalen Hurts needs to, basically man up and be like, look, okay, this is what they're asking to do. If you're the leader, you go out there and you do what this coaching staff is asking you to do, and you make it work. I don't like these reports, that he doesn't want to run the ball. He doesn't want to do certain plays. No. You don't do that.
Weird question for you. Is it? Did they become friends too quickly type thing? I know they have a relationship, right? But
AJ and Hurts?
Yeah. Don't they have? Isn't there a god? Isn't one a godfather? A godfather?
I want to say one of them.
Jalen's.
I want to say Jalen's a godfather.
Yeah.
I want to say that.
Is that right, or am I just making that up? Let me just Google it. What, dude? Let's just.
Well, I know. I think AJ Brown was at Jalen Hurts' draft day. He was hanging out with him for his draft day when he got drafted. I know that because that was publicized.
Were they in the same frat? That could be it, because I know frats in college go deep.
I don't know. That I don't know.
I don't know. I thought they were related somehow, or maybe Jalen was godfather to one of his kids.
There is some relationship somewhere that was outside of football. I know that.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. They go way back. So, when they were at Alabama. So I knew that. I knew they played together. I don't know for how long. I thought it was just an overlapping year, but apparently they were inseparable on and off the field. So I think this is it's like they transitioned in life, right? And there's different mentalities, right? Jalen has this, I gotta win, and AJ sits in that I'm a cornerback, stats, feed me, you don't win without me. Is that where you see it, or am I missing the mindsets of those two dudes right now?
I see AJ Brown definitely being that guy who says, you need to not run the offense through me, but keep me involved because you need me. That's what I see. And I get that type of feeling. There is a bit of a diva attitude with him, especially this year. We didn't see it since he's been here until this year. And something has happened to where this relationship has got some cracks in it right now. And it's funny how you were just talking about looking at the stats and stuff. It's I'm over here, I'm looking at the stats for the game, right? A.J. Brown was targeted 13 times. He had 6 catches for 100 yards. Mm-hmm. That's legitimately an A.J. Brown game, just minus a touchdown or 2 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. That's literally what it is. Dallas Goedert, 10 targets, 8 catches, 78 yards. I mean, this, Barkley, 20 touches on the ground with 122 yards and a touchdown. And Jalen Hurts, it had his normal, it was a 240-yard game, just 4 interceptions and no touchdown. I mean,
I feel like if winning isn't enough for you in this sport, and it's negatively affecting your team, which it generally will, let's be honest, because losing will negatively affect your team. But if you're winning and it's just still not enough, and that to me is not worth, like, even the output that you get from that isn't worth having on the team. Does that make sense? It's not worth winning that way.
I see exactly what you're saying. I understand that. And that's difficult for me to actually answer because it's like, because I just want to win, you know? And
Right.
It's like,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's
Right.
like, I would imagine just winning is kind of like, okay, we're winning, you know? Like, I'm not going to dwell on the bad. Do we know that there's some things to work on? Yeah, and we're going to work on that. But we're winning games. I don't care because we're winning, you know? And
The psychology is breaking down the team, and I think this is now the second year we have seen. It's possibly okay. I'm going to say I think it's the third year in a row we've seen it. It just so happened, like I said, winning fixes everything. And so last year's year with adding Saquon having a monster year he's having a Saquon year this year, right? He's having a Giants typical Saquon year. I mean, it's still impressive. It's still good numbers. I'm not like he's still productive to the team. Is he getting shut down? Yes, we can point to the offensive front line. We hear it on sports media all week long. We know what the issues are. We can't change them. We just watch the games and then we comment on them, right?
that's it.
But now we're kind of digging deeper because these dudes grew up like they changed like their life thoughts on things in college. They said shit to each other before they even said them to their wives or future wives. You know what I mean? What they would be like as fathers. And now things are different, right? Now they are at different points in their career. We are talking MVP caliber playing. The things that they dreamed of are coming true. How much have they really stepped away from being truly friends over this?
This is literally the professional side of the game. Like, we're seeing something changed. Like we said earlier, something obviously changed. I can't pinpoint it. I don't think really anybody can except for them, and we'll never find out.
No. Jalen says it best. You don't know what you don't know, and we don't know.
Yeah,
we don't.
We don't know.
But
and I think that's what's so like maddening for the fans. It's like we've seen what they were like, and all of a sudden now this is like blowing up. Like their friendship is blowing up on the field, and as far as we know, off the field too.
Right, but I think to my point, and I'm not trying to like say I'm taking a side. I just see what I see. I see the common thread being a problem as AJ, and I think he is very good at his position. I also think he's probably very good at talking to people, and they're like, "Yo, you probably don't like how the way Jalen does this, or you don't like the way I mean, and Jalen's like, "Bro, I just want to win." And because he doesn't say much, it seems apathetic, I think, and that took a little bit. I supported him from the rip, but after the first year, I was like, "Dude, you're a little too apathetic. I don't think I'm loving your vibe," and I might have regretted how I felt about him.
Right.
But I got what he was saying. You don't know what you don't know. You really don't.
No, you really don't. You're right.
And
so it's. I don't know.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, like, I don't know. It's. I kind of want to know. You know, like I need like the fan in me. Like I need to know. Not that I want to know. I need to know. Like did he like play a prank on you that you didn't like or whatever? Like I don't know. Did he like play smack your ass with the towel and you thought it was kind of gay? I don't know. Like
that's $1 million question, right? This is I'm being serious. That's $1 million question. Or does it boil down to the mentality of the positions of the sport that we all have seen throughout the years from the stereotypical position mindset?
Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
And this year, whatever it is, we're actually seeing AJ Brown act like a true like diva at some points.
Yeah.
Like when you have to have a meeting with your owner and tell the owner that you're going to behave on social media, bro. Like, come on. Like,
hold on. All right. But zoom this into like your job, right? And that's okay to do. that stuff happens like in the real world all the time, right? Like you may have posted something, you may have referenced something at your work, your boss, someone may have forwarded them. Your boss may go like, don't do that. Right?
Right.
Don't like what that may have the issue is they are definitely in the media, and that's going to be publicized because all of it gets out and it's under but those types of things do happen where bosses have had to say, I've actually even had to text coworkers over the years and just be like, I'm going to tell you, you should take that down. And they have. They're like, absolutely, you're right. And being direct and blunt sometimes helps. Being like, hey, are you okay helps. They're obviously dancing around AJ with the pomp and circumstance, whereas other people could be straight shooters and you go like, yo, what the fuck?
Right.
Know your people, right?
Yeah. I mean, and you could be exactly right. Maybe they're like kind of tiptoeing around whatever's going on with him due to his, the mental health aspect. That's well documented with him, So maybe they don't know how to approach him. Maybe they're just kind of letting him do his thing.
I mean, he's undeniably dominant. We're not going to say he's not, right?
No. He's one of the most dominant wide receivers in the game.
Yeah, multiple touchdowns, 2 in a row, 100+ yard games. He was definitely the team's MVP in the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, he definitely was. Definitely. I'll go with that. Yeah, it's just one of those things, man, because then, like, you look at the game as a whole in general, and you even go and you look at the defensive side of the team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they played well. That side of the team played well. Their number one weapon, Ladd McConkey, he had 1 catch for 12 yards. Like, they shut down their number one wide receiver. They're both their running backs. Rookie Mario Hampton and Vidal, they held them both to under 60 yards and under 50 yards.
7 sacks.
Yeah. I was just going to say that's the other thing. They had 7 damn sacks in that game. Like, I mean, honestly, aside from those turnovers, this game could have been a complete blowout for the Eagles. It could have been.
Right.
I mean, you figured they came off a game against Chicago where at that point they played one of their best all-around games. They were actually playing really well. They seemed to be clicking. They were on point.
Yep.
And they were sort of doing that in this game. And these turnovers just destroyed them. But, yeah, on both sides of the ball, like if you look at the numbers, you sit there and you look at it and go, how the hell did they lose? You know what I mean?
It's if you take a look at our stats against playoff-bound teams or just playoff caliber, however you want to like calculate that. I just say playoff-bound because I think that's I think where our stats are insane. They're really good. Right? We're doing well against those teams. It's just hard for, I think, Jalen Hurts with, it's amazing to hear that this was such a poorly played game from him with 2 touchdowns, over 200 yards passing. It's just kind of like, it is a little mind-boggling because I said to you, I think he's a touchdown machine. What's he have, like 20 touchdowns on the season now?
I think so.
Right.
I think so.
So we still have 5 games left to go. 20. Those numbers were unheard of years ago. They're common. They're a little common now, but they're up there with your big boys.
Okay. He's 19 touchdowns
Okay.
and he's got now 6 interceptions for the season.
Right, and so let's look at that. In one game, it was just a really bad game. He has more than 70% of his interceptions on the season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a bad game.
I want to say that this game was just like a hiccup, like it was a fluke. It was just one of those things because I don't see him. Like, this isn't going to beat him down. He's got that work ethic where he's going to turn it around, So I'm feeling good about this game, and I kind of feel bad for the Raiders. Like we're going to be playing against the Raiders, and they're literally they're not a good team, and this should be a walk in the park. But can you really say that?
So you don't, you want to get into the trap situation, right? Trap games. So before we say the word trap, because I think it's easy to say, Raiders are now sitting at 2-10. We are in Lincoln Financial Field. It feels like a get right game, and it's against a struggling team. I think the Raiders are ranked 30th against run defense. So it's obviously it's like, you're prime for Saquon to look like he is going to take over the game early. But are the Eagles, how are they coming out? Are they coming out aggressive, focused? Obviously, Jalen will prioritize one thing and one thing only all game. He will prioritize ball security. So I think they're going to be as aggressive as possible, as conservative as possible. What do you think that looks like, and is that even possible to you, Eric?
I think they're just going to come out and they're going to be very aggressive. They're going to want to. They're going to want to, and they honestly need to just come out all cylinders firing, and like those first 15 scripted plays, they got to be on point. Mm-hmm. There can't be any mistakes. They just have to come out so aggressive that they basically just punch the Raiders in the face and just get them off their game. If you have the Raiders defense running in circles, you're going to have them all day. You can't hold off. You can't hold back. Nothing like that. You just have to do it. So they literally, they have to be aggressive. There's no other way to do it. You can't come out, play conservative after the game you just played, just because you can't play scared. If they come out and play conservative, then they're playing scared, and then I question if they're going to win this game this week, and then I question how far they go in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. So how do you think game call play looks to you? So the talk of the entire, I guess, past few weeks, at least a 3-week slide here, is it went from definitely Patullo. Now Nick is involved with play calling. Where do we go here? And how much, let's rewind a little bit. How much do you think, Nick, did you see a difference in this week's game plan versus the previous 2 losses? And how would you rate that game calling?
There definitely was a difference in the game calling this past game. I actually thought it was one of their better games that they called plays. It just came down to execution. Like I said earlier, they did do some things differently, which was good to see. And for the most part, they worked.
It was aggressive. Aggressive is the word.
They were very aggressive.
Yeah.
And then like I look and I'm like, damn, it's like Jalen had that like 19, 20-yard scramble in overtime that got called back because of penalty. So it was like, and that was a designed play. Like, I don't know if they call that play in the first quarter. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know if they call that, what was that play that Smitty had in the third quarter where he had that really great catch.
Yep.
Like, do they call that in the first quarter? And if he doesn't catch it, do they shy away from it? Or does Jalen shy away from that? Does he try and read the defense and call an audible next time?
You saw how the aggressiveness became sloppiness, though, right? So, like, there is, I think that's where ball security is. Can we be as aggressive as we wanted to be with protecting the ball more? So, I think that is awareness. I think that's keeping, truthfully, your eyes, and this is so basic, but keeping your eyes on the ball, right?
Yeah.
And there were times where I wasn't sure if AJ was just not interested or if he was just looking for something else. and I don't want to knock him, but I just keep coming back to what I watched on film, and man, oh man, there's 4 plays I counted that you're the difference maker.
Well, that drop touchdown pass last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, he's making that catch. Like he's making that. He's not doing the short arms. He's making sure he's got his arms out. He's making sure he's tracking that ball all the way into his chest when he's catching that ball. I mean, he literally just went like this, and his hands just opened up and they fell. So that's a play that he makes routinely in his sleep 10 out of 10 times.
I think one of our the nice things we've got going is because our defense has been fairly rock steady. The lowest ranked defense in the NFL is coming to town, unless they have a major breakout of some sort. I mean, they're giving up like 26 points a game here.
Yeah,
they are
not good.
Yeah, I think what they gave up. What did they give up to the Chargers? They gave up 31 points to the Chargers, and the last game, I think to the Broncos, they gave up 24. So they are not good, but I don't want that to be what makes us get right in this game. There's still some talent sitting on on this team. You got Max Crosby.
Max Crosby.
Yeah, I mean, like he has no support, if any. But I think he is a relentless force. I think he's on a struggling team. He's still got 9 sacks in the season, 25 tackles for loss. 25 tackles for losses in just 13 games. So if you're not constantly paying attention to him or double teaming him, I think he's gonna wreck the game plan, right? I think so. There are things that they do have. I think they have a couple of injuries right now. I don't think they have their safety.
Yeah, they are kind of hurt right now.
Trayvon Moehring. Is that the guy?
He's with Carolina. I think you're talking about the guy from Carolina. He was suspended for a game. Let's see here. Hold on. College football. I didn't click college football. Stupid computer.
I want to look up their injuries. I know they've been banged up. I'm
going to their page.
Oh, right. Yeah. They have. Oh, wow. They are banged up.
Yes, they are.
Have they been hurt all season?
They've had injuries. They've definitely had injuries, but so right now they have let's see, full injury list here. I'm just gonna go with it. Yeah, like you got Jeremy Chin. He's out with his back. Geno Smith with his shoulder. Their cornerback Caillou Blue Kelly, he's out with a knee. Offensive tackle Miller, ankle. Like a wide receiver's out with a thumb.
Crosby's banged up.
He plays banged up. That guy, he's a warrior.
And they're probably going to play their banged up tight end Mayer. Michael Mayer. He'll probably play banged up. Didn't their wide receiver have a concussion?
I'm going to their thing now.
Or is he off of it right now? He probably practiced. So if he practiced on, what's the rule? If you practice on Friday, full practice on Friday, you're game eligible.
Yeah, if you can put in at least one full practice through the week, then you're pretty much good to go. See, but I'm looking at their wide receiver room. Their tight ends, Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is a Myers there too, and you also got
that guy Ian Thomas. He's been banged. He's the
one that's banged up. Yeah,
he's been banged up too.
Yeah,
I think their whole tight end core has been their whole off. It's just
they got 4 tight ends on that roster.
they do. They are. I mean, I think they've kept getting injury and kept restacking it.
Unreal.
Talking about who's definitely out for us, we've got Jalen Carter still out with his shoulder injury.
Shoulders.
Yep. And then Lane still out with his foot.
Yep.
Fred Johnson was full practice on Friday. Landon was full practice on Friday. Fred Johnson was limited practice on Thursday, but Landon did not participate at all on Thursday. So he did have I guess maybe as backup to have him there. Zach is good to go with his hand injury. He'll be game ready, I think. There was a walkthrough for them on was it Wednesday or Thursday? I want to say it was probably Wednesday. They I don't know if the vibe sounds as positive and at home. Do you think the guys are mentally ready to do this, or do you think they looked at the film and said, "Hey, this is great, this is great, this is great. Stop doing this, and we'll be great"?
Yeah, I think that's where it's going. Because, like I said, there were some really good positives that they did, and I think this is let's just tighten up on the turnovers. Let's make sure we're not dropping passes. If you got a shot at it, grab it. I think that I don't think that they're as bad off as we think. It's just pretty glaring what we saw last week. I still see a team that doesn't have a true identity, which is crazy because we're now week 15 of the season, and I think that could hurt us going forward. But now's the time. If you're gonna right the ship, as they say, and figure things out, this is the week to do it. I mean, this is the week to do it. You have a team that is not good. You should not have any problems with. Just go out there and execute the plays that are put in front of you. That's what it comes down to. Just execute. If you got to go back to fundamentals, just the regular little fundamental stuff, then go ahead and do it. Throw in some of these little newer plays that you came up with. I don't care who's calling the plays. Just get yourself on track.
You could even run back any play calling game book from last season against the Raiders this week, and you would get just monster numbers. Like if you dial up Saquon, just like a heavy and healthy dose of some Saquon, I think you could just set up just play action for AJ and Devontae all day long. And that to me would be, there's nothing wrong with dialing out a Kellen Moore. You go blow off the dust off like any cover of you want, because I think this is where you can do it, and play around a little bit with as much as you can with this, the most basic of plays that offensive line could support.
Mm-hmm. No, I hear you, and I literally been saying it too. Like, all right, this all around, you basically have the same offense that just won a Super Bowl last year. Go back to last year's tape. Take a couple plays that you think will spark something or catch a defense off guard. Like, I get it. Coordinators all want to come in and put their own mark on teams and stuff like that. But when you're coming to a team where you're getting promoted, that you were a coach, you were an assistant on a team that won the Super Bowl, and you now become the offensive coordinator, why are you not using the successful plays from the previous coordinator, to help your plays that you have developed? You know what I mean? It's like I never understood that. It's everybody says, "Oh, well, this guy, look at the Bill Walsh coaching tree and how they all coach the same as Bill Walsh." Okay, all those guys have won Super Bowls. All those guys went out and won Super Bowls while putting a Bill Walsh play or style of play into their own playbooks. I think the only guy that didn't win a Super Bowl was Mariucci. I think he's the only one that didn't win a Super Bowl.
Mariucci hoagie.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you're. I think you are.
You don't have to steal the plays. You know what I mean? You're not stealing them, but it's what you were around. Use it.
Right. I think you are pointing out the obvious. I don't know if it's anything to do with ego. I don't know if it's personnel, because, we are injured in positions that can make a lot of those plays work. But I don't see that the play action shots have been set up properly. So I think it leads me to believe it's a personnel issue to run those. And so, to just reiterate what you're saying, take the most basic of those plays that you can run out with those guys and run those, because you are playing the 32nd overall ranked scoring defense. Mm-hmm. So aggressiveness can be done in a way that you are comfortable with, as opposed to forcing into double coverages that were happening, and also just awkwardness, right? Jalen, what are you doing throwing that ball at the end of the game?
Yeah, like that. that was one of those things.
Awkward.
To me, that was not like him to force that. And let's just say, if he had the ball, if he had a little more elevation on it, could have been a different outcome with that play. But there's just some things I felt he did force, and that was one of them.
There was no need to throw that ball at that time with the clock running, where it was at, with what we've had on. There was just too.
And no offense to the wide receiver, no offense to Cooper, but why are you throwing it to him in that situation, into that kind of coverage? That's where I couldn't understand the mindset. I was like, what is going on here? And I haven't seen any film where anyone else was open, so I can't say.
Okay. If you watch the film, this is the one I've watched, and it took us a while to get here, I think. But no place better than this one, I think, to end off the show on. I've watched that play probably a dozen times now or so. Nobody was there. That's who it was for. He saw something in his head. The problem is, what he saw was imagination, okay? He saw that working. He saw that being a possibility. He saw that being a good idea. He saw that going differently in his head. He saw that as a game-winning setup. And I think he did that because they put into his head, what else do you got to lose? We're going aggressive. And shame on coaching for that. Shame on coaching, because over the years, the biggest criticisms of Jalen Hurts is he tends to be a turnover machine. Mm-hmm. And you did that to him, right? So just to reiterate, the game pieces are go with what makes him feel comfortable while still looking aggressive. And there is a happy medium. Coaching can find it.
They can. And to be quite honest, for me, look, we're paying you a lot of money to run the plays we call. I'm sorry if you don't like how the offense is going, but you got to be professional and work with us and do this. Because I swear to God, if this turns out to be another situation where they draft a quarterback high in the draft this year, because there is reports that they were thinking of drafting a quarterback in the second round again, and they didn't do it, thank God. And I hope to God Jalen Hurts is more mentally tough than Carson Wentz was. But if they go down that road again, and this guy starts to, doubt what he's doing in this city, I'm going to flip my shit. I'm going to flip my goddamn shit.
we will get what we deserve if we chase Jalen Hurts out of this town in terms of talent, overall talent. We did it to Randall Cunningham, right? We did it to Donovan McNabb. We almost did it to Michael Vick. We did it to Carson Wentz. We have this history of turning these leaders on this team with high expectations into hating this city. And it's unfortunate. It really is, because a lot of these motherfuckers don't know what they're talking about when they talk about sports.
Yeah. Just let this guy play football.
Mm-hmm.
Just let him play football. You know, don't start like I've been hearing with this Tanner McKee BS. Just because the guy played well in meaningless football games, I don't want to hear it. And these guys that sat there and were saying, "Oh, well, you should start Tanner McKee." No, we're not doing that. You know why? Because Jalen Hurts just won the goddamn Super Bowl, and he was the MVP of that game. He's earned the right to start this season.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how bad of a game he just comes off of. I don't care if he has 7 interceptions or 10 total turnovers. The guy has earned the right to at least go out and redeem himself. Now,
but that goes hand in hand with they're so quick to give him, Jalen Hurts, but when he wins you a Super Bowl, you can't give him flowers there either. So for anyone who's out on him, be out on him. I'm okay with it. Be out. Please be out on him. It's fine. Underestimate him, sleep on him, do what you need to do. But when he breaks a foot off in your ass, that's the situation that you gotta that's the situation you gotta live with. Right? Yep. Those are those facts that you are now dealing with because you slept on him. And I am okay with it, and that's the way we kind of prefer it. It gives us that underdog mentality. We kind of rough on it for years. But I'm still, it sucks because you're getting aromas of 2023, Eric. Like, it's just so we're trying to shake off this, this feel. I hope whatever, this is just a fan talking. This is just a dude who has kids, with some friends that I've never seen with eye to eye over the years that we've possibly had to talk things out. I wouldn't say millions of dollars in a Lombardi Trophy rest on our friendship. Like, I'm not gonna, obviously, and it doesn't, our friendships aren't performance based, but you guys are in that, right? So you are in that situation. What I'm hoping is that if the friendship were real, like as you guys think it was, and at one point you saw eye to eye, I am hoping that there's something enough there, friendship wise, that would allow them to continue playing. Because I think when they're friends and when they really mean it, they play well. But they're both hurt, I think. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, someone's in their feels and the other one's just kind of playing it off. So to me, let them play it out. Mm-hmm. Let them work it out, because I don't think it's going to get fixed now at this point in the season. They're either going to have to sit down in the offseason and talk it out, or we're going to have A.J. Brown being traded at the draft again. So, because they will absolutely keep Jalen over A.J. So, if they can't work it out, he's either going to request a trade, which I don't think we'll hear about it. I think it'll be one of those quiet things where he sits down with Howie. What's his name? Jeffrey, and his agent, and they talk it out and say, okay, look, if you want to be out of here, we will do your best to get you out of here. We'll keep it quiet, and then boom, blockbuster on draft night. That's how if him and Jalen can't work out their differences, I think that's how it plays out.
I think everyone here is smart enough to do that. Like, AJ can be super passive aggressive. I think that whole book thing was a bit at first, and it turned into like a whole and it turned into a whole thing, and he tried to play it off. But I think it was a bit 100% trolling. Obviously rage baiting and doing whatever he needed to do. Do I think it's one of his favorite books? Probably. But the thing on the sideline, all that stuff was. But I think he could still do things gracefully. Right.
Absolutely.
I think, yeah, I don't love his antics, but I don't go, I can't believe you're a grown man. Like, I know why you're doing it. Like, so you're just, dude, you have enough FU money in your life to do half the things you're doing it. And good on you for that. I mean, when you get to that level, it's kind of awesome to a degree because,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the guy obviously did well for himself. He used his talents to get paid.
You're him.
And
you're him.
Yeah, that's it. You're the guy that you looked up. It's on your posters on your wall as a kid. You were now that guy. You now get the endorsements. You get the money. You get that signing bonus. You're on TV. You're like you said. You're him. You're that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, AJ Brown strikes me as the type of guy too, where he could just pull a Barry Sanders and say, hey, you know what? I'm done playing football. This is too mentally stressful for me. I'm done. I could see him being something like that and like, whatever, buy me out. I'll go away.
Not yet. No way.
I mean, I don't see it like the end of this season. But
Okay.
No. He strikes me as that type of guy where he'll be like, you know what? Yeah.
In 3 years, if there's more drama on another team and more okay.
Yeah,
I can see that.
You know what? I don't need this added stress. I got a history of and I'm just gonna like ride off.
Right.
I'm gonna go do my thing.
I got 200 million from 3 years. We're okay.
I'm not Odell Beckham. I'm not going to complain that 100 million wasn't enough to live off of. I'm good.
Right. What do you got your predictions for this upcoming game? We got tomorrow, 1:00 kickoff at Lincoln Financial Field. What are you feeling, man?
I feel an Eagles victory, and I think they're going to come out rolling. I think they're going to want to make a statement, and I think there's going to be a 40-14 game.
Oh, wow. I have 38-14 on my paper.
No way.
Yeah, 38-14. Oh, wow. That was good. All right. Yeah, I do. I also think it's just going to be a monster of a spread in terms of how that's going to go. So definitely, I take the over on this one, folks.
Definitely.
Let's do this. What do you think your quarterback rating for, or just give me your overall thoughts? 'Cause quarterback rating's such a bad number. What are your overall thoughts on what Jalen needs to do tomorrow for himself? Not so much what coaching. I think we already coaching needs to be obviously aggressive but safe. In the best possible way with an old playbook. And what does Jalen need to do?
I think, even though I don't want him to be, I think he's going to be a little conservative at first to start the game. I think he's going to have some jitters from the last performance, which is completely fine, which you would expect. But I feel as the game goes on, he's going to grow more confident, and I think he's going to get back to being what we know he is. Which is a good quarterback, a top 10 quarterback. He's going to run this offense, and he's going to take command of this game. So I fully expect him to just kind of go out there, not training wheels, just okay. Let's do what we got to do, and then boom, he's going to turn it on.
I'm hoping if we can get just a lot of our corner situation under control, which I think shouldn't be a problem against this defense. So that is like one thing this weekend that we don't have to worry about. But on the offensive side of the ball, I am hoping our guard situation is, we're getting a lot of penalties here, guys.
Yeah, we are.
So I'm just hoping that this is a game that, like I said originally, is a get-right game. Let the stress of this game kind of flow out of you and play into just a bigger into a bigger performance, because they're just not stringing things together to make it work. Like you said, you and I looked at a lot of tape, and the tape says you're doing a lot of the things right. It feels like, we're going up against a team that has I don't know, a one-man war going on over there for 60 minutes with Max Crosby. Like, it just feels like that dude is an army of one, and you have choices here.
Yeah. He's playing like they're William Wallace this year. That's exactly what he's doing. It is just him. He's leading the charge. And even though he's that one guy, you got to be afraid of him. You got to.
Oh, yeah.
And I agree with you, though. We're getting way too many penalties. So our guys have to be mindful of that, and they have to have the resolve to not jump off sides. So they just got to get themselves together and just not get these penalties. Because you said it last week, like Jordan Mailata has not been playing great this year. I mean, he's been banged up. And this game against San Diego, he literally played one of his better games.
He was actually he was actually making the blocks, right? So instead of getting sidestepped, which was happening consistently, or just blowing right by him, he is literally in the cut now, moving into position, sliding over when he had to. It was almost like watching a guy on a second delay before, and this week he's against one of the most difficult playoff bound teams, and they are. He is playing his part. So that has to happen again. Yeah.
I mean, look, he had a great game, and it sucked that he had that one penalty, but other than that, he played pretty damn good, and I was so happy to see that, because if you don't have Lane Johnson in there, you need Mailata to be Lane Johnson. You need him to just be a wall where no one can get past him, and he was doing that. Mm-hmm. He was doing that, and that was a good sign leading into this game and the rest of the season, that whatever was bothering him throughout the course of the season, maybe he's finally over the little dings that he has, and he's feeling better.
Oh,
so
and just my final thought of the game, because I think we gave our scores 40-14 and 38-14. Yeah, I think we could just finally for me, if this game doesn't fix, I don't know what their friendship's built on anymore. If it's just simply on the professional side, if this game can't fix that relationship statistically with what they can do without fear of what happened last with all the interceptions, I don't think anything can fix this friendship, because this could be a really good Band-Aid. I know it sucks to say that sometimes all it takes is a win to make things all right, but maybe they just need to know, maybe they love each other by throwing the ball to each other and making it look awesome. So this is the game to do it in.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I hope so, because this is now the time to just gel it, get it together.
Yeah.
Put that damn Gorilla Glue on whatever's broken, and let's go to town. Put that Flex Seal on it, and let's do it.
Come on, Coach. You look like I just jacked off an elephant.
I love it. That's great. I love it.
I should get replacement quotes on the soundboard.
Yes, there you go.
I'm shocked I actually don't have any, but yeah, I wasn't really soundboarding it today because talkity talk. Yeah, that was my final thought. If you become friends over this awesome game. Yeah,
exactly. I agree 100%, man. They just gotta get back on the same page together. Just get back to that. Just get back to that smiling, laughing, hugging it out on the sideline. So,
take us to the promised land, Mr. Perugini.
Before I do our sign off.
Oh yeah.
No, I just want to say, that, over the course of time of doing this podcast, we've gotten to meet and other podcasters and be on shows and make some good friends. And it's sad to say that one of our favorite podcasts is going to be no more moving forward. The Corner Pub Sports, they're calling the quits. And I just want to say, you know, those guys, they were completely awesome with us, you know, kind of like, you know, Chris was on their show a couple times. Sean was on with us a few times, you know, doing stuff. Just real good group of guys. You know, life stuff gets in the way and they're just kind of tired. You know, they got kids, get it. But I just want to give those guys a shout out. You know, thanks for like helping us out along the way and kind of like, you know, putting our name out there and showing us the ropes a little bit. And so to Sean and all those guys out there, man, you know, in the words of John Cena, the last time was now. You know, good for them, and you know, happy trails, fellas.
Yeah, great show. Sean's a great guy, good author. His book is really awesome. We've talked about it many times on the show. But you know, I'm sure it's not the end. The show may be over, but can't hold those guys down. Hopefully, we get them over and just to pop on and still say hi. Their stuff's always on point. It's always good stuff. It's always analytical. They know what they're talking about. And so yeah, CPS, Corner Pub Sports, you will be missed. I think when do they go off? When do they sign off in February?
I think it's February.
Yeah.
I think it's February. Going to be missed, man. I enjoyed watching their stuff. All right, so yep. So with that, everyone, thank you for joining us again here on the Philly podcast. For Chris, who's not here, for Keith, I'm Eric. You can check us out YouTube on Broken Bell Network. That's our channel. You can find us, the Philly podcast, on Facebook, on X at Philly Pod, which you see in the bottom there. And you'll hear us on Spotify, along with the other shows from the Broken Bell Network on Spotify. But yeah, thank you all for watching today, and go Birds.
Go Birds. Hit the like, subscribe button.
You want Philly?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's easy to sum it up. We talking about practice.
Because it's about as casual as it gets. What's the problem now?
That's a clown question, bro.
I think we ought to change the beat at least.
World champions!
Start playing with some jam in here. Let's go.
Philadelphia, look at as only you can look. Woo!